Hello and welcome to Bev's Talks. Latest episode is with Carina Allen, beautiful Carina Allen. Now I'm Bev Shore and I'm your host, and I'm from Wellington, New Zealand, and Carina is also from Wellington, New Zealand. But welcome Carina. Let me just first say welcome. Hello.
Hi Bev. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. So you, like me, Carina, you're not from New Zealand, are you? Where are you from originally?
Originally from Cape Town.
In South Africa?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so what brought you to New Zealand?
Oh, I'd been travelling around and my parents immigrated to New Zealand. So after a couple of years, I decided to come and join them. And it gradually grew on me until now it's a place I call home.
Yeah, and it's a cool place to live, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's lovely. Anyway, Carina has been working in the health sector for nearly a decade, but it was in April 2016 that she decided to start her own business, which she calls the Zen Division. Now, Zen Division is about inspiring mindful living and promoting intentional self-care. So, Carina, can you tell us why you started your business and what it's all about?
Absolutely. The catalyst that compelled me to start this company was actually my personal experience of complete burnout and adrenal fatigue. And I like to think of the Zen Division as the phoenix that rose from the ashes. This combined with my professional experiences, a lot of reading and talking to many, many people highlighted for me that I was by no means alone. And the symptoms of this condition are being experienced on an epidemic proportion. Most of these high-functioning and extremely capable people are suffering, frequently in silence, as they feel that there's something deficient in them. And actually, this is a completely normal response to the excessive demands of our contemporary lifestyle on our minds and body.
Okay, so how does it all manifest itself, and how do people know when they're actually it's something that they are experiencing themselves?
Yes, well, it shows up differently for each person, Bev. However, frequently people experience persistent sense of exhaustion, a lack of enthusiasm and motivation, increased anxiety, depression, feelings of ineffectiveness and low self-worth, and there's this feeling of overwhelm, drowning and barely able to keep one's head above water. And life can become very narrow and rigid, and a lot about the musts and the shoulds. Being super busy but never feeling that you really get on top of things. A person may feel tired but wired. Trouble with sleep is very common, and perhaps feeling of compassion fatigue, shorter patience, and generally more irritable than usual. And everything's a huge effort. There's very little joy, and of course these symptoms are unrelenting.
So, Carina, how do people get like this? How do people get so burned out?
Well, there's a few major contributors. One of those being when the demands we place on ourselves outweigh our physical or emotional or mental resources. When there's a conflict in values. So, for instance, when we continue working in an area that no longer inspires or serves us. When expectations and reality differ. And also, really when we neglect our needs. And the thing is with this is it can develop very slowly, and sometimes it's only identified when one experiences complete mental or physical collapse. And looking back now, for me, it's probably developed over the space of a couple of years, but I didn't realize the enormity of the situation until one day my body just said no. And even then, it's only in retrospect that I'm starting to come to terms with the severity of the experience.
Right, okay. So, how did you recover what advice can you give to other people? What did you do?
How did I recover? Probably still on that journey now, and time, a lot of time. I'm coming up to, it's been over 6 months, and I've just returned to work 8 hours a day, but I'm still only working 3 days a week. So some people, often takes months. Some people say years, and I've heard others say that they've never really quite been the same again. So self-care has been really important. Learning to set boundaries with myself and others around this was a really big one for me. And there's so much, on this. I could probably write a book, but one of the things that really made a difference was I got a wonderful health coach. We all know what's best for us, most of us do, but sometimes it's really hard to do it when you're in that space of feeling really overwhelmed. We looked at nutrition, to supplementation, so I had a really good adrenal support there. And exercise was an interesting one for me, a very big learning curve, because I was going to the gym 5 days a week, and I thought that was really great self-care. But it turned out that the place that I needed, where I needed to be, I needed to reduce my intensity and duration quite significantly to allow my adrenal system to start to recuperate. And then mindset, now I have a regular meditation practice and gratitude practice, and I think this kind of holistic view has gone a long way.
So, sorry to interrupt. So, adrenal fatigue really is just like excessive stress, really, isn't it?
Yeah, over a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
And I think that the old saying still carries wisdom. Prevention is better than cure, and I think it comes down to how we do things. So becoming more mindful in our day-to-day lives, and also prioritizing our needs, and really becoming intentional about self-care.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that, oh, my door's opening behind me. This is the joy of recording live. Anyway, so, this is the stuff that I talk to my clients about all the time, about how to balance their health and their wellness holistically, and looking at all these different aspects of their life. So when I say to people, it's interesting what you say about the exercise, because when I say to people, you can exercise too much, they go, really? Yeah. But you have to think about exercising smarter rather than harder. And when your body is under stress, you don't want to hammer it in the gym. And I'm assuming that's what you were doing, were you?
Yeah, absolutely. I took a big break from the gym and did something called inward training. So really trying not to elevate, kick into that adrenal response. So I was just really walking for 25 minutes a day, and that was a big adjustment for me.
Yeah, it is for most people, because everybody seems to think they've got to go hard out at everything, and I think that in our society these days, busy is the thing to be.
Exactly.
And I'm at the moment, I'm trying to be less busy.
Right.
I'm trying
less busy and more effective.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people don't realize that the less you do, you can get more done.
Absolutely.
And you feel that you're being more effective. So anyway, tell me about Zen Tensions. What is Zen Tensions?
It's an online group that I've been running, and it's, a lot of us yearn to be the best and the healthiest we can be. But our well-being is often the first thing to drop from the agenda when life happens. I'm sure you know what I mean. And there's just a group where it gives people, we share our self-care intentions and support each other in the challenges we face, and then celebrate our successes together. And we kind of play with different themes, and it's been a beautiful chance to connect with people who totally get it. It's a great time to join us now, as we're just coming kind of to the end of a whole month of gratitude, and we're just putting ideas out there for where we go from here. So it's a fantastic opportunity to contribute what would be useful to you, so that the group will hold personal value and not just be another thing on the to-do list.
So Zen Tensions is on Facebook, isn't it?
It is, and
group.
it's absolutely free.
Yeah. So it is a group on Facebook. So if people went onto Facebook and just put in the search line Zen Tensions, they'll find your group. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So also, Carina, when you were recovering, you discovered a particular product, didn't you? That was helping you to also get better. And you liked it so much, you didn't buy the company, you decided to sell it yourself though. And
yep.
So can you tell us a bit about what that product is?
Yeah, so the Zen mat, it's an acupressure mat, and actually was leading up when I was still working out kind of what was going on, and I was actively seeking coping strategies, and anything that would help, I gave it a go. And I came across this acupressure mat. I'll show you. I've got a couple here. So they're just mats that are about kind of the size of your back, and they've got plastic nails on them.
And don't be deceived, viewers, just because the shapes are flowers. Don't think that it's easy to lie on one, because I've tried it and they're spiky. Yeah,
and then there's other ones that are even a little bit more spiky than one you've been trying, Bev.
Yeah.
And they come with wee pillows as well. And anyway, so I was giving that a try, and I just found it helped my sleep so much. I was getting a better night's sleep, and using it at intervals during the day when I was experiencing really high anxiety. And I found it so beneficial that, as you know, I went away and designed a range, and then I used that as a place to begin inspiring mindful living and promoting intentional self-care. And
sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
No, please.
No, carry on.
What I really find with these mats is they're really great for releasing muscle pain and tension, soothing the nervous system. And so the way it works is when the acupressure points around your body are stimulated, your body's innate healing mechanisms are triggered. So after a few minutes, your blood circulation will begin to increase, followed by a release of endorphins. And these hormones are produced by the central nervous system and the pituitary gland, and they've got a number of different functions, but one of these is the activation of the body's opioid receptors, which are natural painkillers. So they're known for inducing a mildly euphoric feeling, similar chemical response to when you eat chocolate or have sex. And this response is also very helpful in chronic pain conditions, and some people have reported being able to reduce their pain medication. And additionally, as you were speaking about it earlier, before we started this interview, Bev, as your body begins to relax, it will move from the adrenal fight and flight of the sympathetic nervous system to the more relaxed rest, digest and repair state of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is where all the healing takes place.
Right, okay. So, and also I understand you've got an offer for our viewers on your mat, is that correct?
Absolutely, Bev. A Zen mat set retails for 89 New Zealand dollars, which includes the mat, the pillow, and a wee carry bag with a little shoulder strap so you can take it to your yoga classes or whatever. And but for anybody watching this episode on Bev's TV, I'll send you out a complete Zen mat set for 79 New Zealand dollars. So just pop the promo code Bev's Talks into the when prompted, and if you live in New Zealand or Australia, then I can throw in free delivery as well, not a problem. But I do know that you've got quite a few viewers who are outside of New Zealand, Australia. So if your country is not yet a place where we do ship to, just get in touch with me and we can arrange it, not a problem.
Yeah, well, that sounds fun. Well, that's a really good deal, isn't it? So finally, Carina, what advice can you give to people out there? If they're going through, a lot of us don't know how to change. We don't know where to start, and this is one of the things, that I'm told when people come to see me. They want to lose weight, they want to reduce menopausal symptoms, but they just don't know where to start. So, what advice can you give people out there who think that they might be suffering from adrenal fatigue, the way that you've described it today?
Well, I think for me it's probably a lot, boiling things down to being very simple. It's slow down, breathe, and create some space to reconnect with yourself and what's important to you. If you take anything away from today, it's to make yourself your top priority in your life.
Yeah, and to me, right, I think, if you have the same thoughts over and over again about something not being right or not sitting well for you, you have to listen to that. That's your inner guidance. That's your intuition. And if your whole body is screaming, this isn't right, I'm not happy, or what have you, you have to take action to change it. And like I say so many times, if you cannot change it yourself, go and find someone who can help you. Someone, like a health coach, or, look to a group like Carina's Intentions or something like that, where you can get the support and the guidance that you need. Now, you also have a free download for people, don't you, Carina? What's that?
Oh, yes. That's the 7 Steps to a Zenful Night, which is a resource I put together, which kind of looks into an evening routine and just the best steps to get yourself to have a really restful night. Yeah, and so you can use it with the Zen mats, but you can also use it if you don't have one. It's just one step less. So yeah.
Sounds fantastic. And sleep is totally underrated, isn't it? I mean, people don't seem to understand that if they don't sleep properly, their cortisol levels rise. And of course, that cortisol is one of the hormones that's released from your adrenals. So, you don't sleep right and you're pretty much stressed the next day.
Yeah. Everything comes back to good sleep, I think.
Yeah, and all these things, fit together totally. Well, listen, thanks so much, Carina, for coming on. It's been really interesting learning about adrenal fatigue and your Zen tensions and your Zen mats and all that kind of stuff. So, everybody, thanks very much for watching this episode. You can find me at fitnessforwomen.co.nz. And what's your website again, Carina? Can you just tell us what your website is, please?
Yep, www.thezendivision.co.nz.
All right, that's fantastic. So you know where to find Carina. You can find her at her website, and you can also find her on Facebook. So once again, thanks very much, Carina. Give us a wave. Say bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bev.
Bye.